biggest forces of people who came from where we came from that has been propagating violence, stopping the violence amongst our people, and not tooting my horn.
Courtroom drama exploded when Big U publicly confronted Wack 100 over allegations of snitching. The tension, the accusations, and the fallout from this explosive confrontation are more than gossip. They reveal the real stakes behind the headlines, and we've got every detail. The federal case and snitching allegations. Eugene Big U Henley Jr., known in Los Angeles hip-hop and community circles as Big U, turned himself into federal authorities in March 2025 after being named in a wide-ranging RICO indictment alleging that he ran a mafia-like criminal enterprise involved in murder, extortion, wire fraud, and other serious offenses. Federal prosecutors described the operation as a racketeering enterprise with ties to violent crime while misusing charitable funds intended for at-risk youth programs.
The person that killed him, have they been caught?
No.
So it's an open case right now.
I don't even think they meant to kill him.
In a defiant video released as he surrendered, Big U denied all federal charges and went further. He publicly accused Wack 100 of cooperating with federal law enforcement against him. According to his own statements, Big U alleged that Wack 100 and an associate known as 600 were providing information to investigators, even claiming that 600 was present with law enforcement during raids on his property. He said federal agents questioned him repeatedly, not only about his activities, but specifically about dynamics involving Wack 100 and others in his circle. Such allegations tap into broader debates about informants and cooperation in federal cases, which often have significant legal and cultural implications. In criminal prosecutions, cooperating witnesses, sometimes labeled snitches, may provide information about associates in exchange for reduced sentences or immunity. Big U's public assertion that Wack 100 worked with the FBI is part of his strategy to frame his indictment as being driven by betrayal rather than evidence of wrongdoing. Whether or not there is truth to these allegations, they have taken on a life of their own across social media, fan forums, and street discourse. Some discussions allege that the federal case includes cooperating witnesses, though official public filings do not yet substantiate specific claims about Wack 100. Amid that uncertainty, the accusation itself has become a flashpoint, shaping narratives around loyalty, credibility, and legal strategy as Big U's case proceeds through the courts. Wack 100's responses and public position. In response to accusations circulating around the Big U case, Wack 100, the Los Angeles-based music manager and cultural commentator, has publicly denied any cooperation with law enforcement. Though he has been named in discussions and internet rumors linked to the federal investigation, there is currently no verified public record confirming that Wack 100 has provided testimony or acted as an informant in the case against Big U.
Bro, 20,000 wiretaps?
All right, let's talk about that. So just today, it was released that the feds have 20,000 hours.
No,
20,000 different wiretaps.
wiretaps and 60 gigs of evidence
on Big U.
outside of the...
Instead, Wack has positioned himself as a commentator on broader hip-hop and street issues, including egregious allegations of informant activity. His commentary has included claims about other figures in hip-hop history allegedly cooperating with authorities, such as his statements regarding Max B and law enforcement interactions during that rapper's incarceration. But these remain controversial and contested within music communities. Outside of this specific case, Wack has faced accusations and confrontations tied to claims about snitching and cooperation with legal authorities more than once. For example, he had a widely publicized exchange with 21 Savage in 2022 after calling the Atlanta rapper a snitch during a clubhouse session. 21 Savage publicly rejected the claim and confronted Wack directly. Wack's detractors point to these past controversies as evidence of pattern behavior, accusing him of leveraging sensational claims for attention rather than factual legal discourse. However, supporters or neutral observers note that public figures in hip-hop often comment on legal entanglements and that Wack's statements do not constitute verified legal testimony in Big U's RICO case. Regardless, his public posture continues to shape perceptions of the dispute. In sum, Wack 100's own narrative in the controversy is not one of confirmed involvement with federal investigations, but rather a broader contested discourse about loyalty, street credibility, and the politics of accusations in hip-hop culture. History of conflict between Big U and Wack 100. The relationship between Big U and Wack 100 has been reported as strained and complex long before the federal indictment. At times, they have been aligned in social circles, but key disputes and public disagreements, particularly around credibility and street politics, have strained that alignment.
Here's the thing, man, it's like, those are grown men. I don't know what the beef is about.
Right.
And I'm not in it. If I was in it or in the middle of it or I had something to do with it, then I would have to probably pick a side and stand up.
One notable example came over an alleged airport confrontation involving Wack 100, Big U, and others. Wack once publicly described an incident at LAX where he and Big U supposedly pursued rapper Future over an unpaid debt. Big U later publicly disputed that account on social media, asserting he was never present and that the narrative was false, illustrating early fractures in their public interactions. Beyond these disputed stories, hip-hop forums and social media commentary have circulated a wide range of anecdotes, some supportive, some critical, that paint a picture of a relationship marked by misalignment of reputation, conflicting narratives, and contested claims. For example, some internet users allege that Wack engaged in strategic behavior to position himself advantageously against Big U, though such rumors are unverified and speculative. Historically, Wack 100 has also been involved in disputes with other figures over respect, reputation, and alleged betrayals, including confrontations with commentators, rappers, and social media personalities. These episodes have helped shape a public image that some perceive as provocative or controversial, which in turn colors how his involvement in any legal controversy is viewed. Taken together, the long-standing tensions between Big U and Wack 100 provide context for why accusations, particularly about cooperation with authorities, resonate strongly within parts of the community. Whether these tensions are rooted in personal differences, strategic positioning, or deeper legal disputes, they remain significant in understanding the broader narrative at play. The culture of snitching claims in hip-hop. The allegation that someone snitched or cooperated with law enforcement is more than a legal statement in hip-hop and street culture. It carries deep social and symbolic implications. In these communities, being labeled an informant can undermine credibility, shift public perception, and even affect one's standing within industry networks and grassroots audiences.
Telling and working is two different things, all in the same boat. A snitch is documented, we see it.
Historically, discussions around snitching have popped up in many high-profile cases. For instance, Wack 100 himself has been part of public debates over alleged cooperation, such as when he claimed to have paperwork showing Max B provided information during his legal troubles, a claim that remains contested and not officially corroborated. Similarly, disputes where artists like 21 Savage confront accusations of being informants illustrate how sensitive and damaging such labels can be, leading to direct on-air confrontations and reputational pushback. Within hip-hop culture, the code against snitching often intertwines with narratives about authenticity, resilience, and resilience against systemic forces. Accusations of snitching are therefore rarely just legal claims. They function as cultural signals about loyalty, toughness, and reputation. In that context, public statements alleging cooperation with authorities, whether or not they reflect actual legal cooperation, reverberate widely. This cultural dynamic also affects how disputes like the one between Big U and Wack 100 are perceived. For some observers, Big U's accusations against Wack tap into long-standing community anxieties about informants and betrayal. For others, the claims are seen as strategic rhetoric used to deflect legal accountability, especially in high-stakes federal prosecutions. Understanding the culture of snitching claims helps frame why the dispute has gained traction beyond legal filings and into broader social conversation, where narratives about credibility, loyalty, and street code mingle with discussions of law, media, and personality. Snitching claims versus legal reality. One of the most discussed elements of the Big U Wack 100 controversy revolves around claims of cooperation with law enforcement, a charge that has cultural weight in hip-hop but is not confirmed in court. Big U, whose real name is Eugene Henley Jr., publicly accused Wack 100 of working with the feds as part of the government's racketeering case against him, a claim Wack 100 has denied publicly.
With people like local dudes, and they done came back and be like, Boosie, he a snitch, you know, but it was too late, you know. But known rats, I'm not fucking with him. I mean,
Okay.
that's not what I believe in.
According to reporting, Wack 100 was mentioned multiple times in federal RICO documents in March 2025, but being named in court papers is not the same as being a cooperating witness or informant. Big U's assertion that Wack was responsible for providing information to bring about the RICO case has been contested by Wack himself, who has publicly refuted the allegation that he cooperated with law enforcement. Media coverage also shows public denials and clarifications. For example, reporting notes that Wack was vocal in rejecting Big U's narrative that he helped the federal case build against the Rolling 60s, positioning the accusations as unfounded and reiterating that he was not involved in assisting investigators. Importantly, no official federal filing has publicly confirmed that Wack 100 cooperated with authorities to prosecute Big U. In high-profile criminal cases, individuals sometimes testify or provide information in exchange for leniency, but such arrangements and informant statuses are typically documented in court records, and nothing in the current public record confirms that tapestry in this situation. If such cooperation exists, it would emerge as part of formal court proceedings, not social media or personal video claims. This distinction matters because accusations of snitching carry both social stigma and legal significance, the former within hip-hop and street culture, and the latter in actual prosecutorial strategy. At present, the legal record and public reporting do not substantiate the specific snitching narrative Big U asserts against Wack 100. The broader hip-hop reaction and media debate. The fallout from the Big U RICO case and the accusations exchanged between Big U and Wack 100 extended well beyond the courtroom into media coverage and industry discourse. A number of hip-hop news outlets, podcasters, and personalities have weighed in on these developments, creating a broader conversation about credibility, loyalty, and media responsibility within the culture.
Internet, but I'm going to tell y'all this, I'm going to address this, and I'm going to address this fast and quick. I heard about the little CJ Mack and Dub C interview with that guy. I don't accept no apology from no nigga to disrespect my name, disrespect my family, and call me on my name, my nigga.
Following Big U's public allegation that Wack 100 was involved with law enforcement, outlets like Yahoo News and Hot New Hip Hop reported on Wack's denial of the allegation, making it clear that he rejects the idea that he helped build the RICO case. Relatedly, media figures like DJ Vlad have publicly denied any connection between their platforms and the federal case, pushing back on narratives suggesting that interviews or content led to arrests or prosecutions. DJ Vlad specifically stated that his outlet had nothing to do with the federal RICO arrests, emphasizing that interviews do not equate to legal involvement. The commentary surrounding this issue also highlights the media's role in shaping public perception. Figures such as Wack 100 and others in hip-hop commentary spaces frequently engage in contentious dialogue about who is credible and who is not, often blurring lines between entertainment, personal critique, and legal discussion. In this environment, fans and commentators have taken to forums such as Reddit to speculate, often without verification, about whether individuals like Wack 100 are informants or have been involved with federal investigations. These social media exchanges sometimes amplify rumors or narratives that outpace what's verified in court filings. What's clear from the broader reaction is that legal interpretations and cultural interpretations do not always align. Media coverage underscores how disputes like this can become both legal stories and cultural flashpoints, with personalities and platforms shaping narratives that influence public opinion even in the absence of formal legal determinations. Reputational impact on both figures. The public dispute between Big U and Wack 100, centered on serious accusations like snitching, has had notable implications for both men's reputations within and beyond hip-hop circles. In Big U's case, the federal RICO indictment itself, alleging he ran a racketeering enterprise under the guise of community work, has already reshaped how various communities view his legacy. Federal authorities allege he diverted funds from a nonprofit, used his influence for criminal enterprise, and is connected to violent actions, allegations he denies.
Diese kleinen Typen in dieser App sich alle Mühe geben, die Namen Big U und Wuti Wu Bum 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 zu sagen. Dann erzwingen sie das Gespräch, denn wenn ich diese Gespräche führen wollte, hätte ich sie geführt.
Uhu.
Aber wenn du auf mich zukommst und in seinem Namen sagst, muss ich antworten, Homie.
Richtig.
Es ist für mich selbstverständlich, mich mit allem zu wehren, womit ich mich wehren kann.
At the same time, Wack 100's reputation has been pulled into the controversy not because of a confirmed legal status as a cooperating witness, but because his name appeared in federal court documents and because he was publicly accused by Big U. That has led to continued scrutiny of his public commentary and online persona. In hip-hop culture, where authenticity, loyalty, and credibility are often closely tied to personal brand and influence, allegations of cooperating with authorities can significantly impact someone's standing. Even when legally unsubstantiated, claims of snitching have sparked debate across social forums and media outlets, with fans and critics alike dissecting every public statement made by Wack 100 regarding the case. Moreover, the media coverage of this fallout often intersects with broader narratives about internal hip-hop disputes and historical controversies. Wack 100 has previously been involved in disputes about alleged snitching in other contexts, which contributes to how current claims against him are perceived, amplifying their cultural resonance even if they lack legal confirmation. Ultimately, both Big U and Wack 100 find themselves navigating complex reputational challenges, Big U through the legal process and its implications for his community work and influence, and Wack through ongoing questions and contests over his credibility. These reputational dimensions extend beyond simple headlines, shaping how audiences interpret not just this conflict, but the broader roles these figures play in hip-hop culture. Hold up. The fallout from Big U's courtroom confrontation is just beginning. The reactions, the legal drama, and the questions about loyalty and accountability are only starting to come to light. What was said, and what wasn't, could reshape how fans see this feud and the people involved. For every insider account, every development, and the full story as it unfolds, hit subscribe and turn on notifications. The next twist could change everything.